Welcome to P3. I'm Randall Mark. This is the show that explores the fascinating people, places, and perspectives that make up our world. On today's show, is there any connection between how I stand, how I sit, how I walk, and how I emotionally connect with other people? We talk to a mind-body expert about this exact topic. And later on, I go check out $30 million of high-performance cars. I even get a chance to drive a 2009 Aston Martin. Stick around. This is P3. Relationship workshop instructor Gary Bello has been studying the mind, body, and self-connection for almost 40 years. Bello has come up with essence therapy. Now, this method connects the structure and the posture of our physical body to how we emotionally relate to other people. He joins me now in studio. Welcome to the show, Gary.
No, nice to be here. Thank you.
I've had you on before, and I've learned so much. You have a real rich history of obviously understanding relationships and yoga and spirituality and the body.
Yeah.
Tell me what we're learning about the connection between our physical bodies and our emotions and how we present ourselves to other people.
It's remarkable. First, there's 8 different body types. So of all the human beings on the planet, there are 8 different body structures. That's genetics. You know, that's your parents. That's how.
And can you figure that out pretty quickly with someone?
Pretty quickly, yeah. I mean, everyone's a combination. No one's just one. So they're combinations, but it's pretty easy once you've studied it to know.
Okay.
The fascinating thing, though, is that each of those genetic predispositions, each body type, will lend you to think in a particular way. So you'll tend to organize your belief systems. Therefore, how you emote, how you experience emotions, your relationship to emotions, they'll all be determined by the actual genetics in your body.
Well, okay, that's kind of bizarre. Let me get this straight. You're saying, I mean, I know personality types. They've done all those Myers-Briggs and those kind of things, right?
Exactly.
And that's an interesting, almost a parlor game you can kind of play. I know there's some science behind it, of course.
There's a good science behind it, and it fits into this system also.
Okay, but what I want to know is you're saying there's a physical structure that there's 8 types, and then from that you can almost derive similar belief systems. You can line up type 1 person and say, I could collect all around the world, and they would have very similar beliefs. That's what you're saying?
Yes. They will approach life in a similar pattern. For example, both of us have a similar body type. So our type will tend to, under stress, we'll power up. We'll tend to get active and try to do something about it. Whereas some of the other styles, under stress, what's going to happen is they're going to collapse. They're going to want to disappear. Then there's even another type that will literally disappear. The slightest bit of conflict with someone, and they're gone. So our bodies, the way that our adrenals work, the way that our endocrine system functions, will all determine how we show up when we're in balance, but also especially under stress.
Hey, give me some examples, because that's, I mean, I understand how I might deal with conflict. There might be different personality conflict types, but what I haven't heard before is the connection between those emotions, those emotional ways of connecting, and how it shows up physically in our bodies. Explain that to me. I want to know that.
When you're happy, all right, so when you and I'm using us as an example, when we experience joy, our body begins to secrete certain hormones. The brain begins to get activated, and our body, because of its genetic predispositions, we handle it well, and the energy rises. We have a strong nervous system, the muscles, we get movement and activity.
That's
so
not
we
normal
can
for everyone
embrace,
else?
not for other types.
What?
No.
I just think it's normal for everyone to be like me.
Well, that's common.
Is that the problem? I'm expecting everyone to be like me. And
I don't know if it's a problem, but it could definitely lead to some problems later on.
Okay.
But another type, it'll be different. What happens is, when they begin to experience joy, their body cannot handle it. The muscles are thicker. The body type is more barrel shape. So those people have more of a barrel shape, a little bit heavier structurally. That's their genetics. When joy comes up, their adrenals don't handle it the same way, and they don't power up at all. As a matter of fact, they're the ones that will be much more balanced and sit there and just have a smile on their face, but you won't see so much in their body.
That's my buddy Ken. I have a friend, and when you describe him, I'm going, yes, whenever he gets really excited, he's just like, yes, I'm still level.
Exactly.
Anyways, not the Ken that, I have many Kens, but there's anyways, but what you're saying is, what I'm finding fascinating is that there's a connection between how our endorphins, how these emotions we experience are obviously connected with chemicals in our body.
Absolutely.
And they're received differently by different body types.
That's correct. And because the mind is connected to the body, every single thought we have, every emotion, every thought, every second of the day, there are cells in our bodies, groups of cells that are moving. Depending on your body type, those cells will move in a particular fashion. Now, here's the very interesting thing. We have the balance state.
Right.
But each of those types, when they get out of balance, so when they start being, some people, if life doesn't go that well for them, I mean, these are pretty rough economic times.
Sure.
People are feeling the stress of that.
Yeah, yeah.
And one person finds out that they're going to lose their job. Depending on their type, their body will react to that differently. So there's a virus. When a virus gets into the operating system of a computer, the basic system's working fine. It's just that one little virus. In the same way with these types, when someone has a self-limiting belief, it shows up differently in each of the body types.
I think that I find this so fascinating. You're saying, I mean, I've been trained for so long to think about the emotions that are just going on inside you. It's hard to get after them. You're saying we can now identify emotional deficiencies, viruses in the physical body.
Yes.
In how you stand, how you sit.
And what's exciting about it is then you can do things physically. There are exercises, breathing techniques.
Okay.
There's all types of techniques, Feldenkrais techniques, Reiki. There are so many of these wonderful techniques out there that once you realize how you go out of balance, mentally, emotionally, and physically, there are things you can do to bring it back into balance again.
A very practical example. I'm stressed out at work. I'm having a disconnect with my wife. You're saying there might be some physical exercises that you can do to help you bring you back into balance so you can experience a reconnection with your wife and with your job.
Exactly. And when you know how
it sounds too easy and too...
I know. It's simple. I don't know if it's easy because it takes practice. But it's simple. So let's use that example. The first thing we do...
Well, let's take a quick break because I want to hear this example. And I know you're going to do a little thing about how I stand. You're going to analyze my body a little bit. Okay, let's take a quick break here. More with Gary Bello right after the break.